Alright, so Global just got a very important data download, right, for the final section of the 7th anniversary and for the Raditz celebration. I'm sorry, like saying Raditz just makes me laugh, but yeah. Very important, we have Turles, AGL Turles, and the Dokkan All-Star Raid, which is a permanent Extreme Z battle that gives you tons of rewards, right? So I do have a video on the channel of me beating all the stages, right? I may do a separate video doing a kind of guide on this, right? Maybe, yeah, but essentially, just to kind of count down what this All-Star Raid is, it's essentially you just going through 999 different stages of the All-Star Raid with different category team weaknesses, right? So it just goes through basically the different sagas, essentially, right? It's a very easy thing to understand there. Like, you know, this would be like, you know, the end of the GT saga, basically, with the, you know, Goku Jr. story event. This would be like, you know, Battle of Gods, Resurrection F, you know, this one random Planet Papu thing, Universe 6, Universe 7, Boo Saga, GT, right? Just all this stuff, right? So it's kind of in chronological order of like when they actually released in terms of release date of the actual sagas, right? More or less by the anime. So in total, with beating all of these, you do get a total of 9, with the 999 stages, almost said 900 stones, you get 277 stones, all these Kais, all these orbs, and then all these, a good amount of training items, I'd say, like a solid amount, I guess. Well, never mind, this kind of sucks, but, it's a lot of stuff to get right before the worldwide download celebration. Really huge. Keep in mind, you don't have to do this all at once, but ideally, I think a lot of people will want to get this done before worldwide. If it's something you're interested in, maybe even getting this done before the, what's the word? Not the worldwide celebration, you know, superhero raid. I know a lot of people are excited for that. So that is the All-Star Raid. Again, I do have a video up on the channel discussing more so like how I beat it and stuff like that. So feel free to check that out if you haven't already. Next, we have the Turles EZA. The Turles EZA is not really that difficult. Weakness is low class warrior, but really, like, you know, it just even the free-to-play Team Bardic squad kind of creams it, honestly. Not really a difficult EZA whatsoever. The only thing is they can't really just use extreme class, you know, units. You could use every other typing. Probably want to use STR though, like don't use STR, right? But we have AGL Turles, right? He's a very strong EZA, right? I think that he does a lot of really good things. I really like the fact that he has, you know, the stun chance is nice. The support, he gets actual, you know, 3 key 40% attack and support is really, really huge. He gets a starter turn buff, right? So before he had no starter turn buff. This one, 60% makes a ginormous difference, obviously. The only issue right now is that he doesn't want to be facing a super class enemy. And, you know, it's good for Super Battle Road, I'd say that for sure. But, like, when we think of Red Zone, which is, like, the difficult content where, you know, these branding units should be performing at least solid in Red Zone. He does perform well in Red Zone, but he doesn't get, like, this debuff or this defense support. That could be really important. But when he transforms, right, he can become really crazy. So his transformation condition went from 25 to 30% chance, and they actually made it really good, right? So before, like, his EZA, right, his transformation, you didn't really want to get that because you lost the support buff, right? And then that obviously really does suck. But now, he still does give 3 key to all allies, which is very nice. And he stacks. So that stacking is going to be really good, right? It's 20% stack. Keep in mind, you do end up keeping that stack even when you transform back down to this Turles, right? So that's an extra, you know, good amount of stats you can get. And if you get like even just 2 super attacks, that's 40% additional, especially the defensive side multiplicative. That's going to be really good. It would be added with this, right? So essentially it'd be like an extra 70% defense in total with this, right? Very, very strong. And then obviously, again, the other thing is that he does want to be, again, facing a superclass enemy to get this full defensive buff. This is pretty cool, right? But I don't think you're going to see this too often because he has 20% HP recovery. Like, this guy transforming really does help you in Red Zone. He's very powerful. The only issue with Turles, right, is that, like, his best linking partners right now, I guess if I pull up Turles, right, and then, like, the JP version, for example, Turles, well, look at Angel Turles, right? He obviously wants to really be with like these Turles units, especially to get, you know, destroy the universe. Really huge. Thirst for conquest, big bad bosses. You know, a lot of these links give him so much power, which is why it does suck that this guy has aged a little bit. He still could be runnable in red zone for sure. I actually have taken him to red zone before, but again, he's not really the best in red zone, is what I'd say. And of course, a lot of these units don't have, you know, the destroy the universe link, for example. But we do have an LR cooler coming up. LR Final Form cooler coming up, right? And he seems to share a lot of links with them. He might lose Brutal Breed Down with him, which would suck, but he'd share a Thirst for Conquest, Big Bad Bosses, Fierce Battle with him. You know, this guy would be supporting this. You know, Cooler is going to really help this guy out, because those are really the important links. At the very least, Big Bad Bosses, Thirst for Conquest, Fierce Battle, you want those active for sure, right? Destroy the Universe would be nice, but he doesn't really need it, I think. So I think Turles coming, not Turles, that Cooler coming out is going to be really helpful for him. And they might just improve the global impressions of this Turles, right? And that's really all I would say about him, right? There's not really much else to say. He's getting that partner hopefully with Cooler soon, and that could be really interesting. So there's also sub-EZAs. We'll talk about them right now. Well, easy area, I guess you could say. The Turles EZA does seem to drop on the 15th, so that will be again in a couple of days here. I probably will have a showcase, I guess, for Turles around the 14th, 15th, around there. Just, you know, taking him maybe against... I swear I did a video with him against Omega, but I guess I didn't, so I'm going to go ahead and try that. The All-Stars also drops at the same time as the Turles EZA on the 15th. Skip. Okay. D's getting ratioed. Oh my goodness. Okay. Actually I should retweet this too, but yeah, I mean, if we take a look at these two, right, just to kind of cap things off here, this guy is solid, right? He's an orb changer. He just wants Vegeta family categorized, right? I think he's interesting because he does, you know, have this extra like evasion chance right here. This adds, right? So you can get up to a 40% chance to evade attacks, which can be pretty cool. That's for sure. Actually, no, never mind, because it's when attacking, right? So this would be starter turn, and this is when attacking. So it's a 30%, then a separate 10%. That does kind of suck, actually. He's a support type unit, which is pretty nice, though. Definitely will take that. He's solid, but again, he came out on JP. Yeah, he came out in JP a long time ago, during April, right? So he's really just used for the Prime Battle Vegeta EZA, which is not in the daily download at this moment. But even then, that Prime Battle Vegeta, I wouldn't say he's anything like special, right? This Gotenks is okay too, right? That's really the best I would give him. At least he does raise defense here. The 30% is nice. Just again, these guys weren't really given enough, I feel like. Like Tarbo does some special stuff for sure. Gotenks is just really just stats, right? Could they be solid? For sure. I think that they could definitely be solid. I just, obviously, there's other free-to-play units that I think are better than them. And free-to-play units right now are in a very tricky spot because they, again, the way they've been designing units a lot of times recently is they've been making them very suited offensively a lot of the times, right? And they've been like leaving the defensive side a little less to be desired for what the current standards of Red Zone are and against. That's what I would say. I think that, you know, like Chila and stuff like that, we just got a really strong defensive character, which is nice, but you take that concept and you put it to free-to-play units, and it's always been the case, right? But they just end up being like half-baked, kind of, right? You know, if you want a free-to-play unit to be offensively based, it's just not gonna happen, because like this guy, look at their stats, right? And even their defense stats aren't really that great, right? That's why these free units should have some sort of like tech or utility to them. This Gotenks doesn't really have that. Tarbo at least is an orb changer and a support, and he has dodge, right? So I think he's definitely solid, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of these two. I don't think people really will care as much, right? Obviously, again, the most important things here are the All-Star Raid and then the Turles EZA. So I think a lot of people are excited for the Turles EZA, and that's pretty much it. So yeah. Let me know what you guys think. If you're excited to use the Turles, I actually do have a showcase for Turles on the channel if you want to check that out. And I think I did take them into red zone separately in a separate video. Well, I would have to double check what I did, but I do have Turles videos I think that I did as well. But I will be getting a few more done, I guess, over the next few days. But thank y'all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.